Sup everyone, Darkscream217 here, and with me is Big Al 2K6
What's up?
and Multifire.
Yo.
And
Pussy!
today we're going to discuss an upcoming game that will be out in about less than a month by the time this panel was recorded. And it's going to be on the new Mortal Kombat game, which is called Mortal Kombat, or aka Mortal Kombat 9, aka Mortal Kombat 2011, aka WBMK, which is short for Warner Brothers Presents Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they get it.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's the 9th installment of the Mortal Kombat series after the what the fuckness that was Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, which I still think is a pretty average game.
It's good.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but despite it had some pros to it, and I actually do like it than most other MK games. But why am I doing a panel on Mortal Kombat when I've actually been openly expressing my disgust for the franchise for the past year or so?
Yeah, you're pretty open about it.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I have a love-hate relationship with the series. To be honest, I really don't think the 2D Mortal Kombat games were that fun when I go back to play them. Yeah. I thought some of the 3D ones were actually better. When you take away most of the characters' special moves in Mortal Kombat's 1 and 2, when you see their basic fighting style, they pretty much all play the same. They have the same punching animation, the same kicking animation, the same uppercut animation. In fact, when you play as Sub-Zero, freeze, uppercut, psh. Scorpion, spear, uppercut, psh.
God forbid they all fight on the same level, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then they eventually started to change their fighting styles more, trying to make them each unique in later Mortal Kombat games, like giving Jade a staff and Cabal some hook swords. And actually, the thing I liked about the 3D Mortal Kombat games, despite the stiff gameplay, was the fact that each character actually had their own martial arts style. Well, actually, they had three martial arts styles, two basic ones and one weapon-based one. And honestly, that's why I thought the 3D games were just a tad bit more fun. I even liked Armageddon that much. Suck it, Al.
Oh, fuck you.
Armageddon had its setbacks, I will admit that much. They tried to do too much at the same time, but I can't blame them. That was the mindset when they were making this game. This is the final game of the series. We have to do everything. We have to throw everything in there, including the kitchen sink. We gotta throw in creative characters. We gotta throw in a fucking Mario Kart clone for whatever reason you would do that. We gotta throw everything in there. So, however, thing is, Mortal Kombat was my childhood. Yeah. When I was a little kid, against the ESRB standards, I fucking played these games. I played them at the arcade. I played them on consoles. I owned Mortal Kombat 3 first, then I owned Mortal Kombat 2, then I owned Mortal Kombat and they were all on the Super NES, and the Super NES port of Mortal Kombat was poo. But the other two games are good. Memories. So, yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on the Mortal Kombat series from the beginning up until versus DC Universe? We'll start with Multifire.
Alright.
I actually became a big fan of the series. I don't know, when I was around 14, and I started playing Deception like mad. I actually got in the game really, really late, but I was over at my cousin's house and I had nothing else to do at the time, so I just played the hell out of Deception, and I became a big fan of the series from there. So I'm actually more of a fan of the 3D games than I am the 2D games. My two favorite games are Deception, and I actually quite enjoyed Armageddon despite its numerous setbacks. I was a big fan of having 3 fighting styles, and I was really upset when they took all that away and limited it to 2 fighting styles. But going back to 1 fighting style with this upcoming game actually works out pretty well. In fact, the gameplay for this game is really, really nice. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm a big fan of the 3D games. I was a bit shaky when they went to the 2D games because, to be honest with you, the 2D games always kicked my ass.
Yeah, they did had a pretty high difficulty curve, even if you were playing on the novice setting.
But I'm definitely excited for this upcoming game. So those are my thoughts in a nutshell.
All right, Al?
Well, like you guys, Darkscream, I started out as a young age playing Mortal Kombat in the arcades when, I had no right to play Mortal Kombat at that age. But I probably, my earliest memory of Mortal Kombat has got to be like when I played it on the Genesis with a few friends of mine. Which, by the way, that was an awesome port.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised it was, considering that the Genesis controller only had 3 buttons, and Mortal Kombat actually had like 4 basic combat moves: high kick, low kick, high punch, mid low punch, and even blocking, you had to press a button for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that worked.
And I just like the series overall. I honestly do like some of the 3D games better than the 2D games. I mean, Mortal Kombat 2 will always be one of my favorites, but I think my favorite 3D game of the series has got to be Deception, mostly because they got all the old favorites in there, and Conquest didn't suck complete balls, and
Yeah.
the Crypt was actually cool. Like the Crypt was actually kind of cool, and there were actually secrets you had to unlock, and let's see, Puzzle Combat was pretty cool and pretty good, and so was
Chess combat.
Chess Combat.
For those who don't want to use your brain when playing chess, if you want to use brawn.
Oh hell yes! And then Mortal Kombat Armageddon came around, and I think we all know what happened to
Yeah,
that.
I saw your 30-minute review of the series.
I mean, I get what they were going for, but it just seems so half-assed.
Yeah.
It's just Mortal Kombat Trilogy Part 2.
Pretty much.
You put the other 6 games in there and call it a day. And but overall, I think it is a pretty good fighting game series until Armageddon, where at this point they're just like, fuck it, let's just steal everything else from other fighting games.
Well, what were your thoughts on versus DC Universe, both of you?
I like it, to be honest with you. I actually really like it. I mean, as convoluted and batshit retarded as the concept is, I actually really like it. I love watching the story mode on both sides. They're actually very well written and have pretty good voice acting. And the fatalities really don't even bother me that much. The fact that they toned them down as much as they did. I mean,
I didn't like the fact that they censored Jokers and Deathstrokes in the U.S. release. Apparently,
yeah, that kind of bugged me. Like, why would you censor them in the U.S. release but keep them uncensored in the European release?
Yeah, when my friend told me about that, it's like, wow, we must be living in Bizarro world.
Yeah, because usually the complete reverse happens.
Yeah.
Like, look at all the old Nintendo games that they used to censor out in the European countries, like Contra. They had to change them into robots. Anything with the word ninja in it had to be changed to like either hero or shadow, or because apparently even having the word ninja is too violent.
And hell, you weren't even allowed to have nunchucks in the European release. In Soul Calibur 1, Li Long's nunchuck weapon was completely replaced with a 3-section staff.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea how that makes sense.
It's
by the way, that was the Hey Washu in the background.
Yay.
It's okay.
So basically, they completely changed it to an exclusive weapon just for that edition of the game.
Yeah, I think it plays the same. I don't know. I haven't seen gameplay footage, but I saw this European cinematics, and they did change it to the 3-section staff, and it looks like a longer weapon, which could possibly break the game there. I never played the European Soul Calibur because I don't live in Europe. Nor do I take interest in getting European emulators.
I am completely looking forward to the new game.
All right. At first, I didn't give a shit. I'm just gonna flat out say it. At first, I really didn't.
Of course.
At first, I really didn't give a shit. Oh, they're bringing back the blood and gore. The fans are happy, which goes to tell you how shallow the fanboys are. I'm like, yay, the fatalities are back. Yay, they're bloody, but how's it played? The gameplay? Because I could give a fuck less about the fatalities. They were just, I'm going to fucking say it, they're gimmicky. they add just overkill to the gameplay. If you look at the fatalities, they're just like glorified cinematics.
Yeah, but some people enjoy overkill. I think that's what everyone likes, is just the over-the-top nature of the series.
I actually like the fatality library in Mortal Kombat 3 because that's when they got really zany, and then they decided to add animality, babality, my favorite, and I think they should try to bring this back, even if it is DLC. They should bring back the friendships.
Yeah.
Those were hilarious.
Imagine Kratos performing a friendship.
Yeah.
I will say though, I didn't say my thoughts on Marvel versus, I mean not Marvel, Mortal Kombat
Same
versus
thing.
DC. Yeah. I personally, I didn't like the game as much as you guys did. I didn't like the story. I felt the gameplay was a little unpolished, kind of, and to me, the game just didn't come off as good as some of the previous games, like Deception and Deadly Alliance.
I mean, I love Deception, but the thing that ticks me off are the instant on-stage fatality kills, because that just eradicates all skill. It's like, all right, I'm going to kick your ass. You got punched into a molten lava pit. What? Die automatically.
Shit. But it does add that kind of urgency and fear when you're near one of those.
Touche. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Favorite. I just want to talk about Mortal Kombat as a series. Then we get into the nitty gritty, which is the game and stuff. Ed Boon has been saying, or as I like to call him, the Boon. We're gonna call him the Boon. Favorite Mortal Kombat character? Mine would have to be Sub-Zero. He was a character that people at summer camp, when I played the game at Mortal Kombat 4 at summer camp, because that's all we fucking did. People most associated me with Sub-Zero because of how well I was doing with him in that game. So I pretty much stick with them from there on forward. I used to just play with whatever character. I used to play Sector because I knew how to do his lock-on missile, and my older brother and his two friends were like, how did you do that? I'm like, you see, they don't know how to do projectiles, but I do for some reason, even though I was like 7 or 8. What's your favorite Mortal Kombat character, Big Al?
I'm probably gonna have to go with Scorpion, just because he's a ninja specter from hell and he kicks ass. But like, I will say there's a guilty pleasure of mine has got to be Stryker, just because he's like the most out of place character in that entire franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a point.
He's a rent-a-cop, basically. I always called him the rent-a-cop. But people hate him because he's a rent-a-cop. I love him because of that, because of how out of place he is. You have witches and demons and ninja specters and the rent-a-cop from Jersey.
Yeah, that I always thought that was off, which is why he never showed up in future Mortal Kombat games, except for Armageddon, where they really changed his design too much.
I'm just waiting for his fatality to be like a segue from hell.
All right. Anyway, Multifire, what's your favorite?
My favorite character would have to be Ermac.
Really?
I really enjoy his character. I enjoy the way he refers to himself as we, because he's mini. Like, he talks like fucking Venom. I like his powers, and I love the fact in Deception. I don't know if they're gonna bring this back, but in Deception he wielded this tiny little like Warcraft 3 style orc and axe. I really enjoyed wielding that thing and just beating the hell out of people with it.
That, and I do like the fact that he was originally based off of a rumored glitch that they decided to confirm in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah. Well, speaking of glitches, they're also bringing in Scarlet, which is a surprise. But
Yeah,
it's not there yet.
there's a DLC character, another female ninja named Scarlet, also known as the Lady in Red, according to this little magazine of I don't know what magazine this came from, but this is a screen cap of it that I picked up from the Fighters Generation today, and it's basically they showing three DLC characters. Like, didn't you say Boone was gonna have like 6 secrets or?
Yeah, he said something like 6 secret characters or something in an interview. He said he hasn't revealed, and this was like in March. He said he hadn't revealed all the characters yet, and they're leaving characters and all sorts of shit purposely secret until release, so you can unlock them as you play the game and
Okay,
you'll be surprised.
if what you say is completely true, then that means that these DLC characters are not supposed to be secrets. Those 6 secret characters are still in question, but that's only if the Boone can keep his word. But yeah, of the three, which is Kintaro and Kenshi, there's a new one called Lady in Red, aka Scarlet, and she was also much like Ermac. She was also some sort of rumored glitch that where um there'd be like a glitch ninja character of Katana or Melina, and she would just come out red. I don't know why they would call it Scarlet, but the reason why the characters return are bled is because I think that's what the costume's original color was when they
Yes, yes.
when they were working on the screen effects. They just color it in after digitizing. But yeah, she's pretty much the female Ermac. In terms of her like design, I don't know what her backstory or anything is.
Now they just need to bring in Hornbuckle from the Pit 2 stage.
I don't know who the Hornbuckle is. It's just some dude in the background with Blaze. All right.
Oh, I love that. That dude in the background fighting the unnamed character? Yeah, that's Blaze. I'm like, bullshit, it's Blaze.
All right. No, he was originally called Torch. So yeah, didn't really give a shit at first, but then I started paying attention to the game more and more, and I was actually watching the interviews of Ed Boon talking about the game more and more. I like the fact that he admitted in one of his interviews, I'm not sure which one, I think this is like one of the E3 ones, where he says, hey, in the 2D games, a lot of our characters fought very similarly, so I'm going to actually give them their each unique fighting style in the game, just like I did with the 3D Mortal Kombat games. I'm like, okay, that's a big plus. I'm also going to shove in X-ray combos, which are basically which is basically the Mortal Kombat equivalent to all the super combos in 2D fighting games, like the super combos in Street Fighter, the overdrives in Guilty Gear, the distortion combos in Blaze Blue. But this one, apparently, you press two triggers, L2 and R2, according to the demo I played on PS3, and that will cause the character to do the combo right away, based off of how they do it. And of course, like the title says, it's X-ray. You zoom in, you see like fractured bones and shit, and as a result, they do much more damage.
But because it's Mortal Kombat, they remain standing, ready to fight.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was never about realism, anyways. Even though
no, it's definitely not.
even though I would like the idea if you like break someone's arm, they can't use it for the rest of the match, which John Tobias tried to do with his game Tao Feng Fist of the Lotus, a game that had good ideas, horrible in execution from what I've heard. I never played it before, but I've seen some gameplay and just the game looked abysmal. Poor John Tobias. He left Ed Boon to kill his career, basically. Well, actually, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I'm assuming he hasn't returned to what they're now called NetherRealm Studios. So, oh yeah, that's what the studio's called, NetherRealm Studios, formerly known as Midway.
With Scorpion as the logo, of course.
Yeah, that was actually that's a pretty awesome logo. I
want to get a T-shirt of that.
Yeah, that's actually so
Same
awesome.
here.
So awesome that I would actually proudly wear that T-shirt. Yeah, NetherRealm Studios. The Boon is amazing, bitch. But then I started looking at the game, and then again, I really don't hate Ed Boon. Just the games he makes. I mean, Ed Boon obviously has a passion for the games he makes, especially Mortal Kombat. And he says he always listens to fans, and he does, except for that one time with versus DC Universe. But hey, that was just one little mistake. Um, Then I heard the demo was coming out, but it was a PS3 exclusive. A 360 owner, was really peeved about that. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to blame Ed Boon or NetherRealm. Apparently, this was Microsoft's fault for not paying them the money to put the demo up on there. So I went to my friend's house, tried the demo out there, and the gameplay was still pretty damn stiff, but there's something addicting about it. There's just something that made me like this game, made me want to go back and play more. I don't know what it was, but it was.
I'll comment on the stiffness. I think the stiffness you're describing is a lot. It's a lot less in this game. I feel like it actually works for this game, whereas other games it kind of held you back. I feel like in this game it adds kind of a sense of depth and strategy, and that's how I've always felt. I kind of like the slower style of gameplay in Mortal Kombat. Like, I do enjoy games like DOA, and I do enjoy Eastern Fighters, but I really like just kind of the strategic, slow gameplay of Mortal Kombat. It's kind of why I prefer the series.
All right, Al, did you ever play the demo?
No, because I am poor and do not own a PS3.
Shit.
Oh, speaking of downloadable content and exclusives, what do you guys think of the whole pre-order gifts? Like,
Oh.
I think they're shit.
if you pre-order from GameStop, you get fucking classic Scorpion with his fatality. If you pre-order from Amazon.com, you get Reptile and his classic look and his classic fatality. And if you pre-order from Best Buy, you get Sub-Zero and his classic look and his classic fatality. And if you pre-order from any of them, they'll throw an Ermac in a classic style look absolutely free.
Yeah, well, you have to order the Ultimate Edition to get Dermac now.
Oh, that's lame.
I think that's a stupid idea to have to choose between which site you want to pre-order from just to get basically a palette swap.
Yeah, like
Except
I don't
for
want
the
to.
fatality. The fatality is different.
And these are nostalgic costumes. You figure this is something you want your fans to have, not something you want to keep away from your fans.
That is true.
My theory is that they're somewhere in the crypt, but like if you pre-order them, you'll get them for free.
That would be awesome. I would approve of that.
Well, personally, I've seen them do this before. They did this with Transformers War for Cybertron, where if you pre-order at one place, you get Jazz, or if you pre-order at the other place, you get Shockwave. Personally, I never played. I played a demo of War for Cybertron, but I never really owned the game, nor did I check the marketplace for it. But I wouldn't mind if I could still get the other remaining stuff as DLC. I don't mind paying an extra, I want to say $5, because I think that's how much they should be worth, and that's me being a little generous. But yeah, I don't like the idea of separating the DLCs as exclusives per store. I think that's a strategy that has tried to help out individual stores or something. In some competitive way. I think that's what they're doing. But personally, I always go to GameStop. I know a lot of people hate that store, whatever. But I just go in there, buy my games, and just be done with it. That's all. So I put a pre-order, and obviously I'm going to get the Scorpion DLC. And besides, Scorpion's actually one of the easier characters to play as, judging from the demo I played. So yeah, if they're available later, I don't mind. If they're never going to be available for other people, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they're in the game already.
Oh,
yeah.
I will say though, for people that are looking to pre-order, I wouldn't recommend pre-ordering from Best Buy, because it kind of rings of DC Universe Online. When I bought that game, I pre-ordered it from Steam, and they did this type of bullshit. And the only people who got their pre-order material were the people who pre-ordered from Amazon and the people who pre-ordered from GameSpot. And no one knew what they were doing other than GameSpot, because GameSpot's so used to doing pre-order material, you can definitely count on them to give you your shit. So just to be safe, I would pre-order from GameSpot. That's what I'm planning on doing.
It's GameStop, not GameSpot.
Oh, sorry.
So-
Sometimes I get them confused.
Well, excuse us.
All right. There's also some other features they're shoving in their game that they should have shoved in years ago because other video games have done this before. But since Mortal Kombat is actually borrowing ideas from other fighting games again, other than the X-ray combos, which is again their version of the super combos, they also brought something that reminds me of the EX attack system from Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 4. I forgot what they were called. I think they were called advanced moves or special moves. It's basically, if you played Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 4, any of them, then you would know what I'm talking about. You do an attack, you press an extra button with that button of the attack. It costs like 1/3 of the energy meter, and it does like an advanced version of the special attack. Like, for example, if you want to do Scorpion Spear, if you want to do the advanced version of it, you press back, square, and R2 simultaneously, and it will give him a flaming spear, which I think does a little extra damage. And for Sub-Zero, instead of doing an ice ball projectile, he does an ice beam projectile.
Yeah.
And speaking of Sub-Zero's ice beam projectile, remember in the earlier games where if you ice them again, you end up getting frozen yourself? Which,
yes.
Yeah. Well, they changed it to where you ice the person, and then if you throw in another ice ball, it hits them, and it just does it does a little extra damage like a regular beam projectile, which is useful if you're from a distance, because the ice thing doesn't last that long in this game. It only lasts like 2-3 seconds. You got to be really quick once you freeze them in place.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I thought the gameplay was still pretty fun. However, other fighting game fans, especially that of 2D genre, it depends on how nice and generous they are if they're going to give this game a chance, especially if they've been exposed to Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, faster-paced fighting games. I don't know if they will give Mortal Kombat a chance, but this is definitely a big step up for Mortal Kombat fans. I even might say that this may be the best Mortal Kombat game ever made. This might be their best one.
I would agree with that. It's actually just the demo alone is my favorite fighting game right now. like I play it every day. Has like when I got it, I've just been playing the hell out of it.
That's badass.
One of the things that interests me the most was the fact that the game had the game's story mode. I thought it was just going to be another plain old, just retell Mortal Kombat 3 with 3D cinematics or art drawings, yada. They wouldn't change a damn thing. But then I did more digging, and it turns out that the game does in fact take place after Mortal Kombat Armageddon. But they're still gonna. But they're still gonna reboot it anyways. According to some interviews of what Ed Boon said, he said that the game does take place after Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and actually, this is let's see. I'm just gonna pull up an interview that I just found on Wikipedia. Right? Of course. I don't. Whatever. Everyone does it. I don't give a shit. It says here, Raiden is about to be killed by Shao Kahn, and just before he delivers the last blow, Raiden sends a mental message to his earlier self, and the camera rewinds back to Mortal Kombat 1. So, he could have sent that message before the Deadly Alliance at the latest. He could have sent that more. No, the source of where everything went wrong was in the first Mortal Kombat game.
First tournament. Something
I wanted to say about that series. I couldn't help myself. The Raiden from Mortal Kombat 1 then gets the message and experiences a premonition. The game spans Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, retelling the story with an enlightened Raiden who has changed the course of events. Eventually, everything you've seen happen before, Liu Kang winning, the guys turning into cybernetic ninjas has been altered. You might see a cybernetic character who wasn't before, and a different version of events. We'll get to that different version of the cybernetic ninja later.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're
It'll blow your fucking mind.
Yeah.
See, um, speaking of that Cybernetic Ninja, I'm not going to talk about the other thing, but we saw a picture of what we think might be Smoke, but he looks human and he has this giant white afro. Maybe that's because maybe he doesn't become a Cyber Ninja in this game.
Yeah.
Maybe he just stays human. That'd be surprising.
Yeah. So yeah, the fact that they're pulling I've never seen. Oh man, people just love to do reboots this way. Star Trek 2009 did almost the same thing. Usually when I see reboots, they just start from scratch and they never acknowledge any other continuities. But these new reboots I'm seeing nowadays, they do acknowledge the continuity and just go, "Oop, time travel, Doctor Who time."
Yeah.
But yeah, that interests me what Raiden's going to do to the continuity. I'm just really intrigued about it. I mean, when it comes to story and video games, it's a mixed bag for me. It's a mixed bag for me, but the storyline in MK versus DCU was actually really good. So if they put the same amount of effort, maybe more into this one, I will be just as pleased.
I definitely.
Go ahead, Multifire. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just I think I might enjoy this reboot quite a bit. Like I'm all for rebooting the storyline, and especially doing it with cinema scenes and a giant story mode, which we think there might be a giant story mode and all of that. It sounds like a lot of fun. So
yeah, some of the characters have slightly changed. Like let's talk about Melina.
She is a complete and total slut now.
She's a fucking monster.
She's a crazy psycho bitch.
In the earlier Mortal Kombat games, she was like a monster in the beginning, but she was just nothing more than like jealous of Kitana, and she just had a vengeance with Kitana. And that is still the same with this game. She still wants to kill Kitana, but here she's like
she's out of her mind.
Yeah,
she's the Joker of Mortal Kombat.
She's much more animalistic. She's much more crazy, and she's really been sexualized. I mean, for fuck's sake, she's wearing a plain old bikini in the game, which makes you think, yeah, I'm not going to play with her alternate costume. This is actually good enough.
Yeah, I'm fine right where I am.
Let us dance. Oh, man. She still fights the same way. She does the side beam projectile. She does that little teleport to the ground, attack from above. I'll counter with an ice clone, which is what I always...
The cannonball.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she did have the cannonball. It's a down one. It's a ground cannonball. I forgot. Yeah. Plus, I also want to talk... in fact, why don't we go through this roster?
Okay.
We're looking at a screen cap from the Fighters Generation. I like to go to that website when I get my news on fighting games. Yeah, I barely go to event hubs. I'm just going to openly admit that. Fighters Gen is where I basically, that's my website choice when I grab news. Okay, the first one, Scorpion. Ninja with a vengeance streak against Sub-Zero, and then against Quan Chi. Awesome character. I'm glad he's in the game, obviously.
Liu Kang.
Yeah. Okay, now Liu Kang. Hero of Mortal Kombat. Not a zombie. Thank God.
Thank the fucking Lord.
I didn't mind him being a zombie in Deception. I saw his ending in Deception where he his ghost finds his zombie and then they merged together, they became human once again. I'm like, oh cool, so they're gonna canonically shove that in the next game. But then in that opening cinematic of Armageddon where he confronts Shang Tsung, I'm like, no. Why are you still zombies? Stop it! Stop it! But yeah, everyone knows who Liu Kang is. He's the obligatory Bruce Lee clone, the main character of Mortal Kombat, the hero of Earthrealm. Again, like him. Kung Lao, Liu Kang's brother?
Friend, actually.
Oh, okay. I thought they were brothers.
Nope.
Okay, he has the most painful fatality I have seen in the game so far.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The one where he just basically shoves his hat down, it runs like a buzzsaw, and then he pulls the opponent.
Call it the Shaolin circumcision.
Yeah, the Shaolin circumcision, where he just pulls him in from the groin up, and it just looks so painful. That dude's probably screaming. Yeah, he might have been split in half, but he's still screaming, "Oh, my balls!" All right. Next person on the list, Sub-Zero number 2, the younger brother of Sub-Zero. Most people, I still talk to people to this day, and most people don't know that there were 2 Sub-Zeros in the series.
Yeah, the first one for the first Mortal Kombat became Noob Saibot.
Yeah, he, first Mortal Kombat, he was supposed to kill Shang Tsung, but then Scorpion killed him. And because he was such a cold-blooded assassin, as pointed out in Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, did any of you guys play that game?
I didn't care for it that much.
Well,
No, I didn't.
Well, it was foreshadowed that he was going to be sent to another realm due to his impure soul, and that's what happened. Okay, good choice. Next one, Sindel. She was an odd one in Mortal Kombat 3. Just gonna say that right there. She had an attack where, did she like grab people with her hair and just whip people? Or
Yes. She
Yeah.
grabbed people with her hair and threw them across the room.
now she's the Queen of Edenia. Is she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Next one, Ermac.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. We already expressed our opinion on Ermac.
Mac is tight.
Yeah, so far, this entire roster, I'm not really upset about.
Neither am I.
Next one, Reptile.
Hell yeah.
They definitely changed his design to make sure he's less human, more lizard-like.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix between the lizard and the human for this one.
Yeah, earlier games he was human until he took off his ninja mask, and then from Mortal Kombat 4 onwards, he started turning more lizard-like. In Deadly Alliance, he looked like a freaking iguana.
Yeah.
And in Deception, he gets possessed by Onaga, and, well, there you go. Next one on the list, Kitana. I really did not care for her that much.
She's your
I kinda
archetype
like her.
princess character.
Yep.
Yeah,
She's there to be the love interest of
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang, yeah.
Yeah. She had a nice fighting style, but she was my least favorite of the female ninja clones. By the way, man, they used a lot of clones of each character, and they still do it to this day. That was something else I forgot to point out. Rain, Ermac, Noob Saibot, Smoke, Scorpion, Reptile, Sub-Zero.
They're all so cool.
Yeah,
Or you could just shove them all into one with Chameleon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next person on the list. Oh boy, do we have a lot to say. Johnny Cage.
Dude, he is fucking awesome in this game.
He is
Yeah, he is.
hilarious.
Like his X-ray move is basically straight from the movie, where he goes, "Come on," and then if you throw a punch at him, he just decks you in the balls hardcore.
And
And he does it multiple times too.
yeah, I know. Like they definitely amped him up to be more egotistical, more of a comic relief in this version. He even has his name tattooed across his chest. You can't get any more egotistical unless if he tattooed a giant picture of his face on his back. And I hope Ed Boon doesn't see this panel because he might get some crazy ideas for him. Just because I said tattoo his face on his back.
I love when you win a regular match. I love when you win a match just the regular way without a fatality. He does a pose, his glasses break off, and then he just pulls out another pair of sunglasses and just throws them on his face, and he smiles. He's like, "Oh yeah," and then you see a twinkle in his teeth. That was fucking badass.
It's
his
awesome.
One of his advanced advanced specials, I think it was the backflip one. He actually backflips the opponent, then he does an uppercut, and when he does that uppercut, he actually says his name. He goes, "Psh, Johnny Cage!"
Doesn't he? There's this one movie he does. I can't remember what it is, but when he does it, he says, "Here comes the money shot."
Oh yeah. I think it was one of the fatalities. I'm not sure. No. I think it is one of the specials.
I think it's the uppercut, the shadow uppercut.
Yeah, but man, this Johnny Cage is reminding me more and more of the live action film, which I still think was good, despite the nostalgic critic.
Same here.
Which,
And
by
it
the way,
looks-
we'll get to talking about the movie because the movie actually did inspire some storyline elements that eventually appeared later on in this game.
Well, it does look just like the movie. Johnny Cage was giving Liu Kang some shit in one of the cutscenes in one of the trailers. So
Yeah, those are $500 sunglasses, asshole. Okay,
classic.
next person on the list, Jade. Again, did not really care for her like I did for Katana, but she had a better weapon, a staff.
Yeah.
Staff and Boomerang.
Oh yeah, that too. That was her projectile. Next person on the list, Melina. We already described her.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Batshit insane.
totally needs to keep that mask on.
She needs some pills.
One.
I'd hit that.
Oh yeah, one of her her victory pose, her regular victory pose, is that she looks at the camera, she jumps, and then she gets on the screen with her mask removed, and she's like spraying blood all over the screen.
Like a mad dog.
Next person on the list, Nightwolf.
I liked him.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Yep, I don't really have anything to add to that.
No.
Stereotypical Indian
He's-
character.
Yeah, he's the you can't have a fighting game without an Indian character.
Yeah. Okay, next person on the list, Cyrax, aka Mustard.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Hey.
I had no idea he was a black man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys didn't know that?
No, I knew
No,
that.
I
Show
knew that
that's
from his
it.
alternate costume. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that alternate costume. I think it was like Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Like they revealed it in
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat Gold, which was a Dreamcast version of Mortal Kombat 4. I haven't really played that one, but my friend told me it was so glitchy, like people would do the wrong fatalities or something.
Yeah.
But,
It's glitchy as all fuck.
Ah,
He's our good cyber ninja.
yeah. Cyrax is pretty cool. I like Sector a little more, but hey.
Cyrax works for the special forces with Jax and Sonya.
I believe that Sector is the evil cyber ninja.
Yes, it is. Yes, he is.
They had this massive clan war in Armageddon. I actually thought that was pretty cool.
All right. By the way, this panel could go on forever, but I don't care. Let's see how many people can last through it. All right. Next man.
Noob Saibot.
Noob Saibot, aka Sub-Zero number 1.
Hold on a second.
All right. We'll be right back.
Just give me a second.
Okay.
Someone's gonna pick it up.
Do.
Someone will pick it up. I promise. Okay, it's done.
Okay. And we're back. Anyway, Noob Saibot, aka Sub-Zero, aka the Grim Reaper, apparently.
Yeah.
Darth Vader ninja. Like his costume is reminiscent of so many badass
I
things.
mean, he looks like Darth Vader. He looks like Shredder from the Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, that too.
It's just all
Yeah.
kinds of awesome.
Hey, speaking of Shredder, remember Sub-Zero from Deception?
Yeah.
Remember his costume? It looked like the fucking Shredder.
Oh yeah, I love that costume.
But yeah, he does look like a combination of all the cheesy 80s villains you can possibly shove into one game.
Yeah, I've seen. They showed a gameplay trailer of him, and I loved his moves. Like he sends shadow clones to attack the opponent. He even has like one where he takes his shadow duplicate, drags him to the bottom of the stage. You hear a bunch of punch noises, and then they throw him back up.
I think he actually laughs why that happens too.
Oh, and he had an X-ray move where he uses the shadow copy to grab the opponent, and he hits the spine, and then he does a kick to the gut and makes him puke.
I love his wind pose where he does this like fucking little Ginyu Force thing with
Oh,
his
yeah.
shadow
Yeah,
clone.
That is pretty awesome. Next person on the list, I have no idea who it is, but my theory is still going to be Smoke. And my God, what's wrong with his hair from this image?
He looks
Yeah.
like Dracula from the Keanu Reeves film.
He does.
And I believe he's supposed to be one of Noob's closest friends, right?
Yes.
He was either Noobs or the second Sub-Zero, one of the two. But yeah, they were best buddies. They even worked together in Deception as Noob Smoke.
The biggest cheaters in all Mortal Kombat tournaments.
Man, that guy was man. That team was.
I
awesome.
liked that idea. I really do.
Yeah.
All right, next person, Sector, aka Ketchup. Again, I liked him more because I was actually able to pull off some of his moves when I played Mortal Kombat 3, and it kind of made my brother's friends jealous when I was able to do the lock-on missile and all that crap. Very evil, very destructive. He even sounded like man, he had a really deep voice, and this is just something out of Armageddon, but he had a really deep voice in the Mortal Kombat Conquest mode.
Yeah.
This is Sector the base. I have captured Taven. So,
Yes.
you got nothing to add for Ketchup?
Nothing really. I like him. He's a cool character.
Not even French fries?
He's a he's a badass. I hope he whips out a weird Cyber Ninja lightsaber sometime in the game.
Dude, and his Mortal Kombat Gold ending, he was such a douche. He just walks in where Cyrax is trying to like fix himself. He just walks in and shoots missiles all over the place, killing him, Jax, and Sonya Blade. All right. Speaking of those two characters, that's our next list. Sonya Blade. First female character in the Mortal Kombat series. And she doesn't with the newer characters showed up, especially the female ones, I got less and less interested in Sonya.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way too.
Yeah, when Katana and Melina showed up, I was like, who the hell's Sonya again? In fact, the developers didn't even care because she wasn't even playable in Mortal Kombat 2. She was shackled in Shao Kahn's little arena, along with Kano.
Yeah.
Apparently, developers didn't care at the time either.
We got female ninjas. Why do we need Sonya?
Yeah. Oh, but she has the kiss of death fatality. That was my.
I wonder if
that was my.
I wonder if they're going to bring that back though.
I don't.
They probably will.
That was my least favorite fatality in Mortal Kombat though. It's just kiss, set him on fire. Psh. So Scorpion pulls off masks, torches him. Suck it. But but I do like the next character, Jax.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Excluding Cyrax, I think he's the only black character in this game again. There were actually a couple other black characters like Kai, who I completely forgot about until Armageddon showed up, and Darius from the Order Realm, who I did kind of like, but nobody remembers him.
I like Jax in this game. I actually really liked him in the DC Universe game.
Yeah,
too.
he had an intense rivalry with Lex Luthor.
I love again with the winning animation. He just pulls out an American flag and drapes it over himself.
Yeah, that was awesome. It makes me want to play "Living in America" by James Brown in the background, just when he does that. Living in America. Next person on the list. I really love this character, Kano.
Hell yeah, Australian badass.
Yeah,
with a laser eye.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Kano is sad because the game got banned in Australia.
Yeah.
Before it was even released. That is BS.
Well, I actually got some news about that. It just they just passed a law where you can have an 18+ rating now, which means Mortal Kombat can go to Australia now.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know if it will. If somebody from Australia is watching this video, you can feel free to post a comment to keep me up to date on whether or not MK's in Australia again. That'll be nice to know. Even if this video just happened to be 2 months old when the game's already out, I would like to know. But Kano, interesting character. He got a cannonball attack, much like Blanca. Really fun.
He had shit fatalities in DC Universe.
Yeah, he did, but his heart rip fatality was definitely the more memorable ones.
And they brought it back.
Yeah.
With a vengeance.
Here's a little interesting fact for those who aren't aware. For those who aren't aware, Kano in the first Mortal Kombat game was originally of Japanese American descent.
Huh.
Yeah. However, when the live action Mortal Kombat movie came out, and we all know Kano was Australian.
Yeah.
And, like, the fans, and I'm guessing some of the developers of Mortal Kombat, they loved his performance so much. I believe the actor's name was Trevor Goddard. They loved his performance as Kano so much, with the Australian accent and everything. They actually retconned him to be Australian, to be consistent with the movie.
Yeah.
And, even his appearance, he looks more like the original actor from the live-action movie, as you can see from the screen cap right here. They started to go that route.
He used to be clean shaven and bald.
Yeah, here he actually has a full-grown beard and some hair. He, like I say, he looks like the original. Well, I would say original live action, the movie live action actor that portrayed him. So the nostalgia critic making fun of Kano in his Australian accent, he can go eat it. Understand? I actually loved Kano's performance in that movie.
He was great in that movie, yeah.
Same here.
All right. Next person on the list, Curtis Stryker. I'm going to say this. They actually got his design right for this game.
And he looks like John Cena.
He looks like John Cena, yeah. He gives me a John Cena vibe. It must be the hat, and the big muscles, because that's what he reminds me of now. Multifire disagrees with me. He say you look like a young Archie Bunker. How'd you get that idea?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're the one that threw out the Archie Bunker thing, I think. I didn't throw that out there, did I?
You said he looked like a young Carol O'Connor.
It's his face is all fucked up. That's my one problem with him. His face is just really, really warped.
But yeah, they got his appearance right. He doesn't look stupid, and he doesn't look like some sort of secret agent like he did in Armageddon. They actually have the New York cop thing, and he does look like a badass, despite what I said. I did like in the Combat Continues trailer that's shown after you play the demo in arcade mode. I love the fact that at the end he throws a grenade in the background, he looks at the camera, kaboom! Blood splats all over the face and he smiles. That was just so hilarious. So yeah, Stryker, they got it right this time with his design. I did like the fact that he could pull out an Uzi, and I think he had a nightstick. And I believe he had grenades. Didn't he have grenades?
Yep.
Yeah, he had grenades. I'm like, yeah, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, there's some really hardcore rules in Mortal Kombat. Next person on the list.
Whatever you want.
All right. Next person on the list. Everyone's favorite villain, Shang Tsung. Well, I don't know if everyone's favorite villain, but he's one of mine. Judging from what I'm seeing in the gameplay in this picture, they're using his design that mostly resembles his Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe design, which I thought was really, really good. Definitely, this is the design I like the most, because in all the Mortal Kombat games he existed, he dramatically changed the design. Like, in the first one, he was really, really, really old.
Yeah.
And in the second one, he looked young again. Could somebody? I haven't been paying attention with Shang Tsung's backstory. How did he revert in age?
He begged. I believe he begged Shao Kahn for a second chance.
Yeah, I know.
And Shao Kahn gave him his youth back.
Okay.
We get to see that happen in this upcoming game from the looks of it too.
Yeah. Yeah, because in some of the gameplay footage, they showed him in the old Mortal Kombat 1 throw room where the old Shang Tsung was looking at the match. Yeah, and in the third one, he even looked more fucked up. He had those like black tattoos and glowing eyes. I believe he had like a ponytail. He had some sort of long hair. And in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which design was very elaborate, but I thought was way too over elaborate. I'm not digging his red and yellow cloak design. But here it looks like they got it right with this design here, and I love the voice actor, that corny ass voice actor in Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe.
Yeah. What was it, like a stereotypical Chinese accent or something?
He's played by a Korean voice actor, if I'm not mistaken. And he's like, he would, the way he would deliver his lines is like, I am Shang Tsung, leave this island at once. They are weak. They do not stand a chance. Next person, Baraka. Love his long swords that he has attached to his arms.
Yeah.
The monster face did kind of impress me back in Mortal Kombat 2, but I'm used to it. I really don't care. I just love the fact they said it was based off of a Halloween mask that they pick up at the store, and I think they did a paint job.
Yeah, it actually looks exactly like Halloween masks I've seen at stores.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm going to be playing as him as much. To me, he was nothing more than just a lowly servant. In fact,
Yeah.
Shang Tsung's army consisted of mostly nothing but Tarkatan warriors, and Baraka might as well just be another Tarkatan warrior to me.
Yeah, he's just the leader of those particular Tarkatan warriors.
Yeah.
Like no one, he's not that special in my opinion either. He's kind of, eh.
Okay, next person, Cabal. I love his new gas mask design.
Yeah.
Originally, Ed Boon said he was overpowered in the original Mortal Kombat 3, and they had to nerf him down. But it looks like they're giving back all his special moves, and then they gave him some more extra ones. Like he could throw, that attack where he throws a hook sword at the ground and it spins like a buzzsaw.
Yes.
Well, I think his advanced version he just throws 2 at a time or something. And I still think he has that Tornado Days attack where he just does that really fast run.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was. I think they brought that back too. Love, like I said, his design in Mortal Kombat was The gas mask was cool, and I loved his fatality where he took it off and he looked like a monster and he scared the soul out of the person.
Yeah.
I did like the fact that in Deception, when he returned to Deception, right?
Yes.
Yeah. In Deception, he had a black sleeveless trench coat. And the more I look at it, and yes, he is supposed to be based off of some sort of desert outlander, but he looks like the Tusken Raiders from Star Wars. He looks like one of
Yes.
I just want him to go. So yeah, I'm glad he's back. Next person on the list, Raiden. Again, something that was inspired from the movie, I think. Raiden was supposed to be a villain originally, or some sort of asshole. Like, he originally appeared in Mortal Kombat Tournament just to prove that gods are better than humans, etc., etc. But because of the movie where he was portrayed not only as a good guy, but as somewhat of a mentor figure to the main characters, they decided to change it to, again, match more like the movie. And to me, that design was for the better, because Raiden does make a great good guy.
He does.
He does make a great mentor character, and he does make a magnificent leader and all that stuff.
And he's voiced by Richard Epcar.
Yeah, he was voiced by various other people before, but Richard Epcar is currently voicing him. He voiced him in Mortal Kombat vs. DCU, but I've heard his voice again in one of the trailers. Strange Visions. And I just love the fact that he has a tackle attack where he shoves the enemy, and he just screams random gibberish.
Yeah.
He goes,
That was always badass.
Yes, it was. It looks like they brought that move back too, from the gameplay footage. Okay,
They better have.
the next thing on the list, when Ed Boon said someone else might turn into a cyborg ninja, this is a leak. Or this is what Fighters Generation said was a leak or whatever, but yeah, Cyber Sub-Zero.
I'm still going to point out that it is in a DLC slot, though.
Yeah, it looks like, it is on the DLC slot. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is one of those turn events in the story mode. Who knows?
He does look like a badass.
Yeah, he does. And I'm glad they, I was like, when I heard that there might be a new cyborg ninja, I'm like, geez, this is going to be... My first guess was Reptile for some reason.
Oh, that would have been...
I was like, Reptile? Oh, man.
That'd been weird.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it'd be Reptile. I was like, it's Sub-Zero. I'm like, damn. Which Sub-Zero, though? His older brother? Is it his younger brother? Is it a clone? We don't know. Okay, the next person on the list, I can't recognize him.
I think it might be the female version of Goro.
Shiva?
Shiva?
Yeah, does it look like it?
Now that you mention it.
That might be Shiva, yeah.
Yeah, Shiva's on the Wikipedia list, but then again, it doesn't have any outside sources, so that's a little sketchy. But yeah, that could be Shiva. It just they look like they changed her design a lot too.
Yeah, it took me a while to recognize her too, but I recognized that hair, and I think she has some weird shit in her head, and so yeah, I think that's definitely Shiva.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deny that. That does look like Shiva. Okay. What'd you think of Shiva anyway?
Female Goro. Really
Yeah, I
nothing
don't
to
really
say.
have an opinion either.
Me neither. She kind of, her appearance did frighten me when I was a kid because she looked so freaking hideous. Like, fuck Motaro. You got a freaky four-armed dragon monster thing. Next person on the list, oh hell yes, I'm so glad he's in this game. Quan Chi.
He better not have that gay little neck stretch fatality
Oh yeah, that
from Deadly Alliance.
I actually read in an article when they were talking about Mortal Kombat being banned in Australia. I heard that that his leg rip fatality might be in the game.
Oh, I hope it is.
Yeah, that's actually Ed Boon's favorite fatality, and the neck stretch was the Boon's least favorite fatality, according to a documentary. I used to look up a lot of behind-the-scenes shit with Mortal Kombat when I was a teenager. Yeah. But yeah, Quan Chi, and it looks like they're using his Deadly Alliance costume as opposed to his MK4 costume, which I'd liked a little more, to be honest. The fact that he's showing up this early in the game kind of intrigues me. He didn't show up until Mortal Kombat 4 with Shinnok, and I'm gonna be honest. Apart from Shinnok and Quan Chi, I did not remember any of the new characters that were introduced in the game after Mortal Kombat 4. I completely forgot who Jarek was. I completely forgot Kai, Fujin. I forgot Reiko, who is not Shao Kahn.
Well, he's a Kano clone for a reason. It was originally supposed to be Kano.
It should have been Kano. He had that stupid backslam attack, too. I didn't like that. It's like, oh, I'm going to shake the earth with my back, but it might sever my spine. But yeah, Quan Chi. Who knows? Maybe you can do the Deadly Alliance early in this game. This is going to be really, really fun. And he always had a very deep and threatening voice, too.
I like that.
Yeah. It's like, I believe a little friend of yours is waiting for you, Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Lord Shinnok will be displeased of your failure to take over Earthrealm. Yeah, that really deep, scary voice. And I think in Mortal Kombat Mythologies, when he was played by, I don't know who played him. It was some regular staff member. It could have been Sal DeVita. It could have been someone else. But they used a voice modifier for him when he was talking. But yeah, that's the complete roster minus the DLC. But then there's rumored to be 6 in characters. Or 6 characters. I don't know. Hopefully most of these guys or all of them are unlocked from the start. Because when in the 3D games, when they did unlockables back then, it was like really, it was a bitch when you had to unlock.
Tedious as all hell.
Yeah, it was. Like normally, I don't mind unlockables for replay value, but I want them to be like very simple to unlock, which is okay. Just beat arcade mode with this guy. Boom, done.
I'm hoping that you can just unlock all the characters if they're unlockable characters just by playing like the story mode ones. Because I'm kind of hoping it jumps
conquest mode for 6 hours while looking for a specific time and place and specific a month of the year.
Try to get the right tomb in the fucking crypt. Oh man, that was.
You wasted 6,000 Onyx coins on a fake poster.
Yeah, a really fake poster. But yeah, what was that regarding the game, what was that 6 rumored characters that were supposed to be in the game?
They're not,
you said,
he hasn't said.
You said there were supposed to be 6 hidden characters, and I made some theories. I want Bo Raicho to be one of them, for sure.
That would be fun, having that drunk fighting style back there.
Yeah, he had the power to vomit, plus he farted sometimes. And his fatality and deception was hilarious.
And we know it's not Kenshi because Kenshi's one of the confirmed DLCs.
Yeah,
which I'm happy. I like Kenshi.
Yeah, I like him too. I doubt he's going to be in this game, but damn it, I loved Havoc in Mortal Kombat Deception. I want him to return, but I doubt he will.
I think I might have seen him fighting in the background somewhere in one of the levels. I'm not sure. That would be cool if he returned, though.
Yeah, I mean, he had moves where he just breaks his limbs out of insanity. And he was a fucking cleric of chaos. He was like pure chaotic neutral. Hmm. Also, there's some other gameplay modes that are in this game. They're trying to add more to the single player experience, um, apart from making it multiplayer. But they've also added a challenge ladder. And then when I
Uh,
saw one of the interviews, you linked it to me. It looked like it was really fun. They said that there were going to be like 300 challenges in the game.
Jesus.
Yeah,
yeah. There's going to be 300, and they're going to vary them all to be really entertaining and like tongue-in-cheek type stuff.
yeah. Like they have a couple. They brought back the test your might and test your sight, as well as test your luck, test your strike. And there's even certain gameplay mode. They even like do matches, but they would fuck with them too. Like headless combat, armless combat, or if they're gonna do legless combat, I don't know how that will work. Floating torsos.
And they have extremely silly storylines. Like in one storyline, Melina makes Scorpion a teddy bear, and she wants to give it to him, but he's like no, and so then they have to fight.
And you know what's really sad? You look at the animation. Melina is holding a fucking teddy bear. Oh
Poor
man,
Melina.
yeah. Um, Also, there was another one called Aren't You Glad I Didn't Say Blue, where you play as both Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and then you have to like fight Shao Kahn, who's the final boss of the game, or who knows, maybe he's not. Maybe Ed Boon will throw us in another loop. And Goro's the sub-boss, I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
I got nothing to say.
As always.
Yeah.
They brought back the horror of the Goro.
Oh, God. I, I was just watching some cutscenes of Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, and when Goro was fighting, like Johnny Cage did that little projectile kick of his, and it didn't hit him, and Goro grabbed him, and Johnny's like, "Oh no!" He starts pounding his face in. Oh, poor Johnny Cage. But yeah, where Shao Kahn would like wear orange, and you have to fight him with Scorpion, but his color would change to blue, and you have to tag out Sub-Zero. And you have to do damage to him with Sub-Zero. Sounds pretty challenging, and I heard that Challenge 300, like, the developer said, oh, this is going to be the hardest one ever. Someone needs to make a YouTube video of, like, perfecting this.
But it supposedly unlocks you awesome shit.
Yeah, you're probably going to get some unlockable contents and whatnot, but yeah, that looks very promising. I mean, you got the story mode, you're probably going to get arcade ladder mode,
Wha-
or the story might be integrated into arcade mode. Either way, it looks like they're going to do a lot with this game. Oh yeah, 26 characters, but who cares? So their roster's definitely thinned out when compared to Armageddon. Might be for the better for now. When they focus giving characters more each more their unique style, make them different, I'm all for it. I really don't care how big. It could have been 12 characters in this game. I still, regardless, if they put more effort into like gameplay and make sure every character is unique, that would be awesome.
One thing I'm really excited for is they're going to have a co-op ladder now. I can't wait to kick back with my friends and play co-op ladder. That looks like a shit ton of fun.
How do you know that there's a co-op ladder? We had discussed
Because it says team ladder, and it's only on the two-player screen, and the only way you could do that is with co-op.
huh? Because
Yeah,
I know they added
a lot
a
of fun.
I know they added a tag team feature in the game, and the tag team, which most people might think, oh, they're ripping off of Street Fighter versus X-Men with that style. But to be honest, when I look at the gameplay footage, the way they quickly tag out and chain combos, it reminds me more of Dead or Alive when they do it, and it reminds me more of the upcoming Tekken Tag Tournament 2 as well. I'm all for it. I haven't played it because they never made that available for the demo, which, to be honest, they should have.
Yeah.
Just to see how that part's like, but they want to reveal as little as possible until the release of the game, mid-April. But saw some gameplay footage, and on that Scorpion Sub-Zero versus Sector and Cyrax, the rooftop stage, dear lord, that's a hilarious looking stage. There's a dragon chasing a helicopter in the background. And there's a movie poster for one of Johnny Cage's next movies, Ninja Mime.
Oh, of course.
What was the tagline for that one? He's silent but deadly? Oh, man. So, yeah, it looks like they're giving Mortal Kombat more of a personality than they have before, giving unique flair. Probably make this game fun. It's trying to bring back some of its older fan base that they lost to the 3D games and to Versus DCU. no matter how petty the reasons they decide not to get DCU for. I am really, really loving what they're doing so far, even though I only played a snippet of it of the demo. That was enough to make me say, you know what? I want to give Mortal Kombat another chance. This could be really fun. This could be the best Mortal Kombat game ever made. Maybe too early to call, but so what? Looks really fun.
The fatalities are looking amazing.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about that. The fatalities, they're bloody gory, but they don't impress me as much as Mortal Kombat 3's fatalities.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Scorpion's fatality, where he just pulls out the sword, he goes, ooh, I slice you by the waist. Ooh, I slice your head off. Ooh, I slice it vertically in half. Not really. Just did not excite me. See, if we are going to put a game with fatalities in them, I judge them by a few things. I judge them by torture factor, because you got to have the fatality look painful, like very suffering looking. You know, you're going to kill this person. You got to make it
like Kung Lao's,
Yeah.
Shaolin circumcision fatality.
Which is why I consider it the most painful looking fatality in the game, just because of that. I also put in, like, I might as well put blood and gore factor in there. You know, just how brutal it looks. Not only how it feels, but how brutal it looks. And like I said, like, Scorpions, with the exception of vertically slicing the dude's head in half, didn't look that brutal, and by then, he's probably already dead. And welcome back, Multifire, if he's still around.
Yeah, I just came back.
We were just...
And I actually, that's one of my favorite fatalities, is the one you're just bashing.
Johnny Cage's one is an homage to both his Mortal Kombat and his Mortal Kombat 2 style. He just uppercuts the head off, then rips the torso.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sub-Zero's, he freezes the person from the waist down, so he's going to have some cold balls. So that's probably going to be pretty bad.
Blue ball in it.
And
it's also been confirmed that each character will have 2 fatalities.
yeah, they will have 2 fatalities, a code for the stage fatality, and they may have their classic fatalities, certain ones. I am going to say it. I do not like the fact that each stage fatality has a different code combination for each person. And Scorpion's made the least sense to me. It's forward, up, 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 circle, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, putting a jump move in a fatality just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't even know why they should just have a code for each individual stage fatality, keep it like that, just in case nobody can memorize the fatalities, even though they actually put the fatality combinations in the movesets in the game, finally. Usually they kept it super secret, and you had to go on GameFAQs to find it, and you have to go through all the really boring text through it. My favorite out of the demo, though, was Melina's. Just because of how...
She just rips the fucker's head off and starts eating it?
Well, actually, she throws 2 sides first in the chest, then she, like, kind of seduces the person, then she rips the head out, and then she just eats it. And then she kind of does a sexy pose afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
It is awesome. I agree.
All right.
Sub-Zero's fatality was pretty cool. Like you said, he freezes them from the torso down so they have cold balls. And then he just, like, grabs them from the chest and just, like, rips them in half with their intestines hanging out and shit.
Yeah, no one was, with the exception of Melina, no one's, like, crazy enough to rip somebody in half and, like, pour blood all over them like a shower, or at least drink from it or something. That would have been fucking psychotic. You know, Ramen Man's camel clutch from the manga. Oh, man.
What else? Kano's heart rip fatality, back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
The
Scorpion...
subway fatality is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Dude, there's a fatality in the city streets where you can knock someone into, like, a taxi car, and it x-rays their skull being damaged, and then their head just completely plops off.
Yeah.
Then you pour and then there's another one where you, like, dip someone's head into lava, like, you know, dipping a little kid into a toilet water, and then their face, their skull...
The swirly from hell.
Yeah, swirly from hell. I just love the fact that lava spills out of the opponent's eyes. as their face is melting. Oh man, that's some painful looking stuff.
I saw this one fatality with Reptile where he vomits acid down your throat, and then he rips out your stomach, and the stomach's just like pouring out acid and blood.
Yeah, that looked really painful.
And there was this other fatality. I'm trying to look at. Sector's one where he shoots a missile at the opponent, and their torso blows up into like 5 sections, and then he shoots all these other missiles to blow up those 5 sections.
Nice.
And Cyrax is he has two. I saw 2 of his fatalities. One's a buzzsaw fatality where he turns one of his arms into a buzzsaw, and he just kind of like does like an X cut on the opponent's torso, and then he kicks him, and then all the segments go flying away. And his other fatality is that he uses his cybernet, but it's instead of capturing the opponent, when he launches it towards them, it slices them in all kinds of different.
I like the capture net more, though. I will say that much.
It kind of reminded me of that one scene in Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, that as bad as that movie was, that was my favorite scene too, where the dude just got diced.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want as future DLC or as a secret character in the game? I mentioned Bo Raicho, I mentioned Havoc. Who else you want? Honestly, I don't know why, but I want to see Reiko in the game.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You know, just to elaborate more on his backstory. Apparently, he likes to sneak into Shao Kahn's throne room, wear his helmet.
It's kind of
as a hobby.
As a hobby. You know, he could be like Starscream. He could try to like usurp Shao Kahn, but I think there's way too many characters who want to do that. Like Quan Chi, I know for a fact that the power-hungry man he is, he can't be trusted. So I could see him being the more treacherous guy. So I don't know. We can rule that out. Reiko. I know he's a commander of Shao Kahn's, commander in Shao Kahn's army. Who else would I like to see? I would like to see Darius, though I don't think he'll be in the game. I would like to see Serena. Again, slim chance she'll be in the game.
Let's see.
I kind of
who do I want to see? I'm trying to think of who I want to see in the game.
How about Rain?
Rain was
about
cool.
to say, yeah.
Rain was pretty cool.
Prince.
Fujin I want to see in this game.
Cool.
I like Fujin. He's the wind god. I like him. Just as long as they don't give him a fucking Buster Sword like they did in Armageddon.
Yeah, that was pretty silly.
I want to see Frost in the game. I actually really like her. I like having a love interest for Sub-Zero.
Was she a love interest? I didn't look into their backstory that much.
Well, she was originally like his best student.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Of cryo freezing or whatever the hell they call that technique.
Well, she was a Lin Kuei member or a Lin Kuei student.
Yeah, she was a Lin Kuei member, and then later on in the game, she wanted to capture all the glory herself and tried to kill Sub-Zero.
And that backfired big time.
Yeah, she got frozen.
I don't know. That's when I started to hate her instantly. Was when I saw her ending in Deadly Alliance. I'm like, ooh, female Sub-Zero, awesome.
What about Draman?
Draman. Oh, yeah, the crazy, the rotting looking guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really didn't care for him.
Neither did I. But I am glad that Kenshi's going to be in the game. He was one of my favorite newer characters.
True.
Who else? What about Nitara, the vampire chick?
I want to see her, yeah.
Yeah, she had a deep backstory that involves Cyrax, so you could probably put her in there again.
That, and she was rocking out the Kiss makeup in her alternate costume.
Yeah, that too.
I'm trying to think of other characters that could work in here. What about Mavado?
He was too much of a Cabal clone.
I wouldn't mind the male chameleon either.
That too.
What about Suhao?
Suhao. Who is Suhao again?
He's the big Korean muscle man with the laser chest.
Oh, that guy. Oh, didn't he get killed in Deadly Alliance in some bullshit way?
I think so. Jax ripped out his cybernetic heart.
Yeah, and then for some reason he came back Armageddon without explaining it.
Well, they explained it that the reason why they're all alive is because they can.
Because the writers said so.
Oh, just for jokes, just for shits and giggles, do you think mocap should be in the game?
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, let's not see him.
I don't want him there either.
Like, no. Sorry, Carlos Pencia, or however you pronounce his last name. Pencia, I don't know. He was the motion capture actor for most of the Mortal Kombat games, and he was the physical actor for Raiden for a long time. Mm-hmm. No, and I know mocap was heavily based off of him. No,
oh yeah.
No. Let's not see Blaze either, nor Shujinko, nor Taven.
Yeah, Shujinko, as much as I liked him in Conquest Mode, I liked his story in Conquest Mode, he's just too fucking generic.
Yeah. Taven was less interesting than Shujinko, and Blaze, well, no, forget it.
I wouldn't mind Blaze as long as they go back to his previous, small design and not this stupid gigantic boss, where the hell did you come from design.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with you on that one. All right, so
Hornbuckle, make it happen.
Yeah, make Hornbuckle happen. The guy in the background. By the way, I did like the fact that in the Pit 2 stage, like, you could see various post-MK characters fighting in the background. Like, I saw Kenshi fighting Quan Chi. Or Kenshi fighting Quan Chi. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think this panel has gone for way too long. I'm just going to summarize it here. I've already summarized it before, but we got distracted by fatalities. I do think that this is going to be a great Mortal Kombat game, even though I've been very iffy about the series.
We forgot to mention one thing.
What's that?
Kratos in the PS3 version.
Well, because I'm not
Right.
Because I'm not a PS3 owner, I really don't feel like I have the right to speak about that. Here's what I'm going to say. Guest characters in fighting games are starting to annoy the crap out of me.
They annoy me too.
However, it was actually a smart move by Ed Boon to put Kratos in as a PS3 exclusive because, to be honest, Kratos definitely fits with Mortal Kombat. He definitely fits in there more than he does in Soul Calibur.
Okay, here's what I'll say. Storyline-wise, he fits in Soul Calibur. Because, he's a Spartan, he's fighting Greeks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But character-wise, Mortal Kombat's his home.
True. He actually has quick-time events for his throws, too.
Which makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Hysterically.
I don't like. I'm a PS3 owner. I'm probably gonna get the 360 version. I don't like Kratos in the game. I don't like guest characters. They feel way too out of place, regardless of how brutal he is and the fact that he's a god. He just feels way too out of place for me. Like, I don't want to see God of War characters in my Mortal Kombat game. I'm kind of a puritist in that sense. But I will say that I heard a rumor that the reason Ed Boon did that was because he heard the creator of Kratos actually was inspired by Mortal Kombat. And
it shows. It shows in his games. Personally, like I said, I really don't care because I'm not getting the PS3. I'm getting the 360 version. I'm actually glad that we don't have any exclusive characters on the 360 version because whatever exclusive characters that we have might end up turning worse. Like, I do not want to fucking see Master Chief or Marcus Phoenix or anyone or a Dead or Alive character in that game.
Actually, I was talking with a friend, and we both agree that that if you really wanted to counter Kratos, Ryo Hayabusa would actually make a pretty good counter.
Yeah, he would, but the thing is, like, that would also make less sense because Ryo Hayabusa and his Ninja Gaiden series have been in PlayStation consoles, so I don't know how exclusive of a character he is or if they would factor in and make it matter.
He used to be exclusive.
Yeah.
It could be worse. They could put fucking Spawn in there like they did with Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, Spawn could actually fit in more Mortal Kombat, but I still don't want to see him. So, yeah. So I'm just going to summarize my thoughts. I am definitely going to check this game out. I might actually pick it up. I'm going to pick it up from GameStop and get the Scorpion Classic skin and Fatality. Like I said before, this may be the best MK game ever made. They're really putting a lot of heart into it, like they've done in previous Mortal Kombat games. It looks like they actually really do, honest to God, care. And speaking as a guy who just likes fighting games all around, and as a guy who grew up with Mortal Kombat, I truly am looking forward to this game. And who knows, maybe I won't be as harsh as I used to be back in the day when I had the Mortal Kombat hate mode for a while. This might change my mind about the series. I might actually become a huge fan of the of the series again. Big Al, your final thoughts?
Like you, I think this is gonna probably be the best Mortal Kombat game in a long time, maybe even the best Mortal Kombat game ever made. I even though I don't own a PS3, I'm gonna try and beg my cousin Adam to buy it. I definitely want to try this game out. I mean, it looks amazing. So far, everything that they said was going to be in the game has come true, and I am not disappointed thus far. So I'm looking forward to it.
Multifire?
It plays fun, and it's brutal, and it's pure Mortal Kombat. It feels like Mortal Kombat. It's one of the best games I've played in quite some time. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this long endurance run panel podcast. I really could call it a podcast. I'm just going to call it just a straight up panel. Hopefully I can still shove this into one YouTube video. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Darkscreen217 signing out.
This has been Big Al 2K6 over and out.
This is Multifire, and I'll see you in future videos.
All right, take care.